Hi, my name is Dr. Tolu, and today I will be talking about 5 common mistakes that people make when it comes to, gaining weight. Now, most times I find that a lot of content out there is about helping people to lose weight, because when it comes to the weight conversation, most people are interested in losing weight, let's be honest. But then you also have that group of people who are not interested in losing weight. In fact, it's quite the opposite. They're interested in gaining weight. So if you belong to this category, this video is for you. When you watch this video, if you like what I have to say, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, drop a comment for me. And if you know anyone who is interested in gaining weight and is struggling to find practical steps that they can take, then this is the video for them. Share this video with them and help them on their weight gain journey. Without much ado, let's get right into it. The first common mistake that people make in their weight gain journey is that they are not eating right. Now, I'm going to look at this in 2 different ways. The first is that they are not eating enough, and then the second is that they are not eating the right classes of food that they should be eating. So let's deal with the first, and all this is still under the number one mistake, right? Not eating right. Okay, so the first thing is that they are not eating enough calories. In previous videos, I've explained what calories are about. When we eat food, I'm just going to talk about it briefly here. When we eat food, our body digests this food and releases energy. Now, the energy that is released is measured in calories. Now, to gain weight, what people need to do, those who want to gain weight, is to eat more calories than they need to maintain their body weight. In order to do this, what they need to do is to eat more than they are actually eating, at this point in time. And this might be a challenge for those who, struggle to have the appetite to eat food. And I'm just going to tell them a couple of things they can do, to help with this. The first is make sure that you're having, your 3 major meals a day: breakfast, lunch, dinner. Make sure you're having that. It's non-negotiable, right? And then the second thing you need to be doing is that you need to be snacking in between these meals. Now, when I say snacking, I don't mean, eating unhealthy or processed food. No, I mean eating healthy foods, having maybe like a bunch of bananas wherever you go, maybe in your car, or a bunch of grapes. And then another important thing you can do is to incorporate protein shakes into your diet. Protein shakes, they come in all sorts of delicious flavors these days, strawberry, chocolate. So what you just need to do is to have a bottle, right, a water bottle, and then, put your protein shake in there and ensure that you finish the contents of that bottle within a 24-hour period. So that means on a daily basis, you're having a protein shake, and then you are snacking on maybe fruits or maybe nuts, for instance, granules, for instance, So you just really need to ensure that you are eating steadily. Now, I don't mean that you now need to, overfeed yourself. That's not necessary. You need to eat the right amount of food, but you also need to be snacking. It will help to snack in between your major meals of the day, so that in the end, when we look at the total number of calories you've taken in within that 24-hour period, you are in a calorie surplus. Because in a calorie surplus, you are taking in more calories than your body needs to maintain your body weight. And when you do that, that means you will start adding body mass, because you are taking in more than you need. So your body will start storing the excess, and then that's when you realize that you are gaining healthy weight. And then the second, mistake that people make is that they are not, and this is still under the first point, by the way, the second dietary mistake that people make is that they are not eating enough healthy classes of food. Now, for weight gain, the 3 major classes of food you have to really be eating are protein, carbohydrates, and healthy fats. Now, a lot of people, they don't have a problem with carbs, right? You have many sources of healthy carbs, but a lot of people are deficient when it comes to protein. And I think protein is probably even the most important of these 3, because protein, like people say, protein supplies the building blocks of life. And what that means is protein helps with building. For instance, let's take your muscles, for instance. Protein is very, very important in helping you to build muscle mass. And when you are gaining weight, you don't want to neglect protein. You don't want to neglect carbs. You don't want to neglect, fats. Fats are also useful because, fats can be classified into healthy and unhealthy fats. And healthy fats are very, very, in fact, they're a necessity, for proper functioning of your body. And of course, carbohydrates, they provide the energy that we need on the go. So it's very important to ensure that you are eating healthy protein, healthy carbs, and healthy, fats. You are incorporating them daily into your diet. Now, that's not to say you should neglect the other classes of food. They are also really important, but these three are the ones that you really need to pay attention to, because a lot of people who want to gain weight, they neglect this, and then they struggle to gain healthy weight. So that's with the first point. Number 2 on my list of common mistakes that people make when they're trying to gain weight is that people are looking for quick fixes. People are looking for fast methods. People are looking for a drug or a supplement or a pill or a drink. Once they just take it, then within a few days or weeks, then they've suddenly gained weight, in all, especially with women, in all the right places, and the bum, and on their chest. There's really nothing like this. And even those pills or those substances that you can take in that might help you gain weight, some of them can really have some harmful effects in the long run. So many of these things, many of these weight gain pills, supplements, they don't work, and some of them that might make you gain the weight may eventually have a harmful effect on your health in the future. So my advice to you is that you avoid these sorts of quick fixes, and that you focus on your diet and you focus on the other things that you need to be doing to gain weight. Because what's the point if you use something and it helps you gain the weight, but it eventually damages your kidney or your liver in the future? It's to me, it's not worth it. So that's the second mistake that a lot of people make. They're looking for quick fixes, but really what you need to be focusing on is eating the right kind of diet, and then also the right kind of exercise to help you to gain the weight that you really want. And that brings me to my third point, and this one is quite common, and that's because people are too lazy to exercise. People are too lazy to go to the gym. They're too lazy to get involved in workouts. Now, why is it important to exercise when you want to gain weight? Here's the reason why. When you exercise, right, you help your body to build muscle mass. Now, in your bid to gain weight, I'm sure many of you don't want to gain weight and then you are obese and you are flab, you have excess body fat, and then you have flabs and just huge love handles. I'm sure many people don't want that. What many people want is to gain weight, and to gain it in the right places, to have good body definition while still gaining healthy weight. And that's why it's important to exercise, because when you exercise, this goes a long way to help you to achieve that body definition you want, to help you to increase your muscle mass as well. And then the kinds of exercise are also really important, because when it comes to gaining weight, one exercise that is very important for people to engage in is resistance training or strength training. And a very important component of this is lifting weights. A lot of people, when it comes to exercise, they're like, oh, I don't want to do that, it's stressful, it leaves me in pain. And that's something that I want to tackle here. When exercising, you don't have to, go hard at it from the first day, exercise for 2 hours, 7 days a week. Not really, no. If you're engaging in strength training, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, and maybe you're doing it for about 30, 40 minutes each, per session, that's enough. Because in the end, exercise is important, but it's not the most important part. The most important part is still your diet. But the exercise just helps you, as you're eating the right kinds of things. The exercise helps you to get, the right kind of body definition that you want. So strength training is very important. Another question that comes up, especially with the ladies, is that they think, or they say that, oh, if I lift weights, I'm going to start looking like a man. That's not true. Women generally don't have enough testosterone. They don't have testosterone like the amount that men do. So even if they engage in strength training, they engage in, weightlifting, they are not going to build muscles like men. No, because we simply don't have the hormonal backing to get that kind of results. And many women who, you see maybe fitness influencers who look like men, many of them are probably juicing, many of them are probably taking this, hormones instead of, what, just depending on what their bodies produce. When you lift weight, you're not going to look like a man, dear ladies. Weightlifting is really going to, help you in this, your journey of gaining healthy weight. And that brings me to the fourth thing on my list, and that is, medical reasons. Some people who struggle to gain weight, the reason why this happens is because they have a medical condition. Now, there are some medical conditions that can make it really difficult to gain weight. Maybe, for instance, off the top of my head, think of something like hyperthyroidism. Now, in hyperthyroidism, what happens is that the thyroid gland is active, is overactive, and so it increases the metabolic rate of this person, and so this person finds that they are burning through energy faster than the average person does. And when that happens, then it becomes more difficult for them to gain weight. And then some people, it may not be an illness per se, but it may be maybe like medication that they are on, or maybe a medical treatment that they are receiving, something that has to do with medical reasons. Now, for those who fall under this category, it is very important for you to speak with your healthcare provider. Talk to them about what you want, that you are looking for ways for you to gain weight. Many times there is a way around it, but you probably would not be able to do things the way a regular person, someone who doesn't have any of these medical maybe illnesses or medical reasons, you may not be able to do the exact same things that they are doing. Before you engage in anything, it's best for you to speak to your healthcare provider and then discuss possible options that are available to you. It's quite unfortunate that some people, this is the reason why they can't gain weight. But then the good news is that there's usually a way around it, but it's very important for you to prioritize speaking with your healthcare provider about it. And the number 5, which is the last one I'll be discussing today on my list, is probably the most, well, if not the most common, then one of the most common, right? Lack of consistency. Now, some people fall into this category. For a minute, they do the right things. They eat the right kind of diet, they engage in, strength training, they sleep well, they do everything for a minute. And then after that minute passes, they're like, oh, I'm not seeing results. I'm going to stop. I've tried, this is not working. Let me look for a quick fix. Hand me that drug that you said that worked for you. And that's not good enough, because whatever it is that you're trying to do, right? The things that are worth it in life, generally, they take time. They don't, just happen overnight. Overnight successes are actually people who, they have like a decade of hard work that no one is seeing. And that's the same with this journey, with your weight gain journey. You cannot just achieve a calorie surplus, exercise for just 1 week and expect that everything will change. It doesn't work that way. Many times you don't see tangible results for several weeks or even months. But it is very important for you to stick to doing the right thing over time before you start seeing results. Because I promise you, if you are eating in a calorie surplus, if you are exercising regularly and you are pushing, your limits with exercise, and then you are sleeping right, and you are doing the right things, eventually with time you will start to see results. And when you start to see the results, it will be really difficult for you to even lose these results, because it's almost the same way, it may take some time for you to see the results, but when they come with some level of permanence. The results are there, you get the kinds of results you want, you are healthy, you feel healthy, you look healthy, and then you get exactly what you want. But that's going to take time. For many people, it takes several weeks to even start seeing results. For some, it may even take a few months. But it's very important to be consistent in this, because this weight gain journey is something that is supposed to go on for a lifetime. It's a journey. When we think of journeys, we are not thinking of maybe just taking 5 steps or 20 steps. It is something that is continuous, and that's why it's important to do it in a sustainable way. Looking for, a drug that will just do it for you, that's not sustainable, because, do you plan to take the supplement for the rest of your life? Do you plan to take the pill for the rest of your life? You don't. And you don't want to gain results and then lose them, because that can even leave you feeling really discouraged. So this lack of consistency is what a lot of people have, but it's also one of the major drawbacks. You need to be consistent in order to see the kind of result and to maintain the kind of result that you want. So guys, if you watch up to this point in the video, what I want you to say now in the comment section to help me to know that you got to this point is, I am going to be consistent. So just put it right there, in the comment section, I am going to be consistent. So that helps me know that this video was so interesting that you watched it till the end. All right, guys, thank you for watching. If you liked all I have to say, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, drop a comment for me. I am going to be consistent, and then share this with those who have been struggling to gain weight and are looking for really useful information that can help them to achieve their goals. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Bye.